Hi guys, welcome back to CP Mom and Daughter. I'm so glad you're here. This is the channel where we talk about all things cerebral palsy related, disability related, challenges that I face as a person with mild cerebral palsy, and challenges that my daughter faces with a more severe form of cerebral palsy. So let's jump right into it. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all the things. We're just so glad you're here. So I want to follow up on a video where I talked about how it's important not to force people to share. I'm so glad people watched it. I'm just glad I got a response. One of the things that I mentioned was feeling bad about having to stay home or staying home for Christmas break when other people did all these other things. I want to clarify and make that a little bit more clear and expand on that. So, yes, at first I did feel a little bummed that, other people went and did this and that and we stayed home. But there was also blessings to staying home. Like my friend said, I didn't have to pack a bag. I didn't have to pack up everything, which when you have a child with cerebral palsy who is not potty trained, but who's older, like you're packing for essentially a baby, but then you have to pack other things too. So yes, I'm very grateful that we didn't have to pack up all those things and go somewhere. But today I wanted to expand on just how isolating having a disability during the pandemic can be, and just specifically how isolating it is here. Because I know and understand that it's very isolating for others as well, and I don't ever want to sit there and say, well, our situation's worse, because the truth is it's not. There's a lot of people that are going through it in different ways and different levels and that kind of thing. So this is just my perspective, my point of view from how isolating our situation has been with the pandemic, and how I wish it could be different. So last year around this time, actually it's the 5th, so literally 2 weeks from today last year, we traveled to the States, and we didn't go out and spend a ton of money or do a lot of extravagant things, but our life was so much different. We were able to go to church as a family. My child had not been to church since the pandemic had started. We were able to walk into Walmart as a family. We were able to go to restaurants and sit down as a family. We were just able to do whatever we felt led to do. And not only that, we were able to go to families' houses and not feel like we had to have this super invitation beforehand. We went to aunts, we went to uncles, we went to grandparents, and we just hung out. We weren't spending extravagant money to do extravagant things, but we were around people and we felt welcome and we felt loved. Fast forward to get back to here, I feel like to go anywhere, you need permission or an invitation. So for a short period of time, kids were allowed to go into stores. So we took that opportunity once or twice and took our kids to the mall, just to have somewhere to walk around. Because if you haven't heard this from my other videos and other posts and other things, Playgrounds are not open. My children are not allowed to go to playgrounds. So our options are to walk in the street, because sidewalks are not accessible for my child with a wheelchair, or we can go to malls and walk around. So what we can do with our kids is very limiting. It's not safe to go out and walk on the main street, so we have to walk on side streets. Even if we do have the invitation and the opportunity to go to this school as a family and just walk around, but you're supposed to fill out forms, you're supposed to sign up, you're supposed to make sure that you have a slot. And again, like, that's either loading up the wheelchair in the car to take it, or walking there in the heat of the day and then going. So it's challenging. But I think the thing that would make a huge difference, and something that we do get to experience in the States, is people have more of an open door policy. I went and spent time with friends. I went and spent time with family in the States. Here, I feel like everybody is closed off. We try to keep our door open all the time. So if there's anybody walking by, they'll stop by and say hi. How are you? How are things going? Even if it's just a 5-minute conversation. It means something. And so, I guess one of the main reasons I felt bad that we didn't go anywhere or do anything is I knew I was adding to the isolation of my family. I knew I was adding to my depression by not getting out, not experiencing. It gets to a point where it seems so much more isolating, and all, like, it just overtakes you like a dark blanket. And that's not a way that anybody should live. That's not what we want. And so things are slowly getting better as my son's now allowed to go to school once a week and kick around a soccer ball with other kids. That's the highlight of his week. My kids are still able to go to therapy, but it's very rare that they see other kids there or are able to interact with them. Even when I go to take my kids to therapy, it's very rare that I see other parents that want to sit and interact, because they're going here and there. And I don't blame them. That might be the 1 or 2 hours per week that they have without their child and are able to go around and get things done. My kids are not allowed to go to church, so we don't go to church. And I guess, like I said before, the hardest part for me is we don't have grandma's house. We don't have my great sister-in-law and brother-in-law that I know when we get to the States, they will always have an open door policy, and we will probably be there way more than they would ever want us to be there. But we just don't have that opportunity right now. And it's not something I want to dwell on, but it's something that magnifies the fact of we didn't do anything for Christmas break. Like, we literally stayed home, all of us, other than getting out for a meal that we had with the family, which was nice. But I guess it's just important to realize that sometimes the isolation and not going anywhere and not doing anything can be magnified for families. And my hope and prayer is that it's different when we're in the U.S. You know, I hope that we'll take the time to put the wheelchair in the car and go see grandparents. I hope we'll take the time to put the wheelchair in the car and go see cousins or friends, or just, you know, just to be able to go to the playground is huge. It's life-changing. I have a child that has sensory processing disorder. Like, if he's able to get out and do and move, like, his mood is 10 times better. But when he's not able to do that, it's harder. So there you go. I just wanted to clarify. Yes, I know and understand that staying home is not always a bad thing. But staying home for us also means a lot more loneliness too. So hope you liked listening today or watching, whichever one you chose, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Love y'all. Bye. God bless.